One of the most exciting projects for the Public Works Department is completing the Fanno Creek Trail in Tigard. There are several projects currently in the works, but the alignment study represents what will be the last remaining gaps in Tigard.
What we're doing today is to try to give people the sense from home what the project is all about. Well, the alignment study is looking at all potential routes that the trail could go. And in this case, we're looking primarily at the greenway along the creek. Ideally, in the spirit of the Fanno Creek Greenway Trail, it would be following the creek, but obviously there's lots of challenges along the way. So we're also, in the alignment study, we're looking at possible routes where it's a little too challenging along the creek, if there's possible routes along streets and right-of-ways.
Community feedback was a key aspect of this project.
Community engagement is really important for public projects like this to get the spirit of the community behind the design.
A popular saying at the outset of this project was that it was the last segment of the Fanno Creek Trail to be completed in Tigard for a reason. It's difficult. The proposed alignment addresses challenges like construction, feasibility, permitting, safety, and cost. Starting at Bonita Road and moving south, the first segment of the Fanno Creek Trail study is proposed to be within the Greenway.
We're overlooking the Bonita Natural Area, which is a lovely floodplain along Fanno Creek. It's publicly owned, and there's lots of opportunities to bring trail users in contact with nature.
Community input, further study, and a cost analysis helped to identify the recommended route in this area. The study recommends a route along the east side industrial property and crossing over Ball Creek. The second segment of the Fanno Creek Trail study follows the creek through wooded areas and wetlands. The recommended route follows the creek, mostly navigating around a large wetland with great views of the creek. Crossing under the Durham Roadway Bridge gained the most community support, even if the segment flooded periodically.
We're standing underneath the Durham Bridge near Durham Elementary School. As you can see here, there's not a lot of room for a trail. Where I'm standing, very likely I'd be standing in water during a flood event.
The trail elevation under Durham Bridge will consider seasonal flooding so that the trail is minimally impacted during average annual rain events. Although there was a desire to have the trail within the Fanno Creek corridor as much as possible, the study concluded that staying near the creek in the natural area south of Southwest Durham Road was not feasible. The trail follows Durham Road along the south side of the street on a separated multi-use path.
To my surprise, this is actually probably the part of the project I'm most excited about. We talked about that it's a surprise that we're proposing it along Durham Road, but it actually provides a lot of possibilities for some really great connection. To the east, we're not far from Bridgeport. Right here, you have Durham Elementary School, Creekside High School, at 85th, Tigard High School. To the south is Cook Park, Durham City Park, Tualatin Community Park. To the north is Tigard Library, City Hall, and downtown Tigard. So it's a really critical piece that if we could make it work, would be great for connecting people and to get the community access to all these different areas here. So we know at first, seeing that the trails proposed along the road is probably not what most people would expect. And I can't say that we necessarily thought that way at first either. A lot of the routes we looked at stayed along Fanno Creek or went along the railroad down towards Cook Park. But there were some real challenges with those, enough that we deemed them infeasible. Some of them would have had the trail between two chain link fences for a really long distance in an area that's not that visible. It's presented a lot of security concerns, safety concerns. User experience wasn't that great. Other ones just physically were impossible to cross the railroad and things like that. So Durham Road really floated to the top as our only option from about 76th Avenue to 85th. And we think there's a lot of potential to do something that would be comfortable and provide really great connections.
As the trail approaches the intersection of Southwest 85th Avenue, it meanders into the open space at the Clean Water Services Treatment Plant Administrative Building to offer more separation between the path and the road. The last segment follows Southwest 85th Avenue between Tigard High School and the Durham Treatment Plant.
We're standing on 85th Avenue, about halfway between Durham Road and Cook Park. And as you can see, this portion of 85th is closed to public vehicular access. It's already an existing connection to some of the trails down in Cook Park. And one of our other projects, the Fanno Creek Trail Connections Project, will do a new trail from the south end of this cul-de-sac all the way to the Keokuts Bridge. And so the alignment study would tie right into that, and then you'd have this good connection headed north to the Tigard Library, City Hall, and downtown Tigard.
We want to say thank you to our community for your input and involvement on this project. It took teamwork and community partnerships to complete this plan. Up next, the City of Tigard is actively seeking funding for design, permitting, and trail construction. However, this is a long-term project with lots of additional work ahead. It is anticipated this project will be completed in phases, and the overall project is expected to take longer than 10 years.